The president continues to ramp up the rhetoric for criminal investigations and prosecutions of his political enemies. It's something he's depended on quite a bit since the 2016 Lock Her Up campaign. It's something he's hectored others to do throughout his presidency, including Jeff Sessions when he was the AG. It's something he may now be on the precipice of getting from Attorney General William Barr, who has thus far shown himself to be willing and complicit in all the other things Donald Trump has wanted done to protect his buddies inside the Justice Department. All the things that are undermining the rule of law in this country. Joining me now is someone who has been a frequent target of the president, John Brennan, the former director of the CIA under President Barack Obama. Let's start, Mr. Brennan, with how you understand this moment. I mean, the president has targeted you rhetorically for a very long time. His allies have as well. But there does seem to be a bit of a shift in the last several months with William Barr at the Department of Justice, with Richard Grenell at DNI, such that the actual machinery and tools of government are being kind of applied along the lines of the rhetoric of the president. How do you see things right now?
Well, Chris, that's exactly why I think the recent developments are so worrisome, because Mr. Trump has removed individuals from the head of the intelligence community, as well as from the FBI and Justice. And he's trying to put people in who are going to do his bidding. So we saw recently with the acting director of national intelligence, Richard Grenell, a hand-picked individual who I think has demonstrated his loyalty to Mr. Trump over the years, releasing, declassifying the names of individuals who had unmasked some names in intelligence reports, with the implication that that was wrongdoing. Well, it wasn't. We were carrying out our responsibilities correctly. But then when I look at the Attorney General, Mr. Barr, and how he has repeatedly demonstrated that his interest is being the president's lawyer, as opposed to being the people's lawyer. And I'm very worried that the instruments of governance, the instruments of intelligence and law enforcement and justice are now being exploited and manipulated in Mr. Trump's hands. And I think that's something that should worry all Americans. It's one thing to have policy differences, and we can have arguments in public about that. But if he's going to try to bring charges against individuals, trumped-up charges because of his political interests, and he's going to have individuals who are going to help make that happen, that is something that I saw overseas in my career, my national security career. And I never thought I would see that happening here in the United States. Clearly, back in the last century, in the 1970s, we had incidents where President Nixon tried to use the FBI and CIA and others for political purposes. And we had quite an uproar at that time, and President Nixon was forced out of office. Sad to say that it sounds like we are now back in the same type of environment, where an individual in the White House is now using those organizations and using people in senior positions in intelligence and law enforcement for his own purposes.
You mentioned Richard Grenell, who is an ambassador. He's sort of a lifelong kind of Republican spokesperson kind of person. He now has a job that I think fair-minded one could say that his resume for that job is fairly thin. Are you concerned about him right now in that position and what it means for the people under him and for career folks who are viewed as disloyal or part of the quote-unquote deep state, in the words of the president and others?
Well, I am very worried. I don't know what's going on inside of the intelligence community right now. And I like to think that the individuals at the helm of the CIA and NSA, DIA, and other parts of the intelligence community are continuing to carry out their responsibilities professionally and in a responsible manner. But Richard Grenell, I think, has demonstrated that he is willing to do Donald Trump's bidding. As you point out, he didn't have any background or experience in intelligence. And so I'm concerned that we may be seeing some other things that will be happening as Mr. Grenell and other individuals try to give Donald Trump what he is looking for, which is trying to infer and imply that individuals in the Obama administration who are carrying out their duties professionally were doing something that was wrong. And I can tell you my experience in those last months of the Obama Obama administration, when we were working on the Russian interference in the election, everybody tried their level best to do what they could to prevent that Russian interference, and there was no politicization that was going on at all.
There has been noises for a while about the Justice Department investigating this as I think a heretofore well-respected individual by the name of John Durham, who has been tasked with looking into the origins of it. And I wonder if you feel, and this is sort of a personal question, I don't know how much you can answer, like, you seem to be one of the targets here, honestly. I mean, they seem to, John Brennan seems to be on the sort of top of the list of people that they are convinced either engaged in wrongdoing or want to get back at for sort of unsubstantiated reasons. Do you have personal experience of that? Do you personally worry that that's the case?
Well, it's clear that I am in their crosshairs. Ever since Donald Trump was inaugurated, I have spoken out against what I think has been the corruption, the incompetence, the mischaracterizations that he and individuals around him have made to the American public. And I will continue to speak out. And yes, John Durham, who is a well-respected individual from the Department of Justice, many years in the business, is conducting this investigation. I guess it's an investigation, and looking at what happened during those last months of the Obama administration and the first year or two of the Trump administration. I'd like to think that John Durham and the other DOJ and FBI investigators will continue to honor their oath of office and to carry out their responsibilities without any consideration of political interests of Donald Trump. And so I feel very good that my tenure at CIA and my time at the White House during the Obama administration was I was not engaged in any type of wrongdoing or activities that caused me to worry about what this investigation may uncover. So I welcome opportunity to talk with the investigators. I have nothing to hide. I have not yet been interviewed by any of those individuals involved in this matter, but I am willing to do so because I do believe that for too long, the American public have been misled by Donald Trump, by William Barr, and others. And so I look forward to the day when the truth is going to come out and the individuals who have mischaracterized what has happened in the past will be shown to have deceived the American people.
John Brennan, who, of course, has had a long career in American intelligence, including director of the CIA, worked in the White House for President Barack Obama. Thank you for making some time on this Friday night.
Absolutely, Chris. Take care.